everybody, and welcome to Poland Daily Travel. We're here in Zielona Góra, and this is the oldest building in Zielona Góra. The foundations of this cathedral were built 700 years ago, and it remains a landmark in the city. Beautiful church inside. Story of the church is a story and a microcosm of the story of this region of Lusatia, particularly of relations with Germany and Poland, with the German various kingdoms. You have Brandenburg just over the rivers on the border, the Nesse and the Oder. You have Brandenburg and Saxony to the south. The relationship has meant that at various times in history, there's been a king from Germany and a Polish princess, for example, or a Polish king with a German princess. So, who then became queen, of course. So it's intertwined, and you see that also in the names. Zielona Góra, Grunberg was the name of it in German, right? So that gives you a microcosm. The very name Oder, the river, Oder in German and in English, and Odra in Polish. So you can never escape the mixing of the Polish origins of the kingdom here under the Piast rulers 1,000 years ago, mixed with the German heritage that came later, the Prussian, the Saxon, the Brandenburg and Prussian that went together. So at any rate, I love these sort of things because you can tell the age of this place because, look, you see these sort of engravings all about. This one's appears to be from the 1700s, early 1700s. So Baroque, still Baroque. And you get, there's a Romanesque and Gothic sense to the church as well. As some Baroque overtones. You can see here, there was a big window. You see that? There was a big window here that's been bricked over. Because like all these churches, like the cities themselves, they go through an immense amount of change over centuries and centuries. Imagine if you're from the United States, or Canada, or Australia, or any of the newer colonial countries, South America, that this church is hundreds of years older than actually the first people who came and settled from Europe into your country. That's from our point of view. Of course, the Native Americans and the Native South Americans have their own opinion. This guy is very important. This is an extremely a statue of an extremely brave man who was the canon here of the church. He was a man who found himself imprisoned in Auschwitz, and after the war, sorry, not Auschwitz, but he was in Dachau, which is near Munich, on the outskirts of Munich. Auschwitz, of course, is in southern Poland, near Krakow. And this fellow here then found himself imprisoned. This is Kazimierz Michalski, who was a social activist and organizer of religious life in these parts, and as I say, was a prisoner in Dachau. And then after that, he was the canon in charge of St. Hedwig's Church of Silesia. That's this church, this Khan Cathedral, as they call it in Polish. And he was very active in preaching against any kind of repression. He was irrepressibly against repression. How about that for a phrase? And he was later persecuted by the communist authorities. Now, you may not know this, but in 1956 there was a uprising in Poznan, and several people, a number of people were killed by the military police, the army. He was also active in protesting here in Zielona Góra at the very same time. For his pains, he'd already been exiled from Zielona Góra. So he is a formidable formidable figure, and that's why his statue. Why his statue is here. Okay, see you. Watch the trailer, and we'll be back after this exciting break. This is the main crossroads in the city, the fine city of Zielona Góra, the capital of Lubitskia, the gateway to Poland, as it was called in the Middle Ages. And as we stand here, we can go this way to the old town. We can go, and the planetarium. We can go this way to the Museum of Lubitskia, which I hear is pretty interesting. And behind me you'll see our hotel, which is just here. So you've got a nice hotel right on the edge of the action with breakfast overlooking where I'm standing now. So what could be better than that? You stay right in the heart of the action in this beautiful, beautiful, undestroyed by World War II. In the next episode I'll tell you why and show you a little bit more. So thanks for watching. I'm Will Richardson, standing at the crossroads of the city of Zielona Góra.